Hello once again, my friends, my fellow historians, and my fellow modelers. I welcome you to another video. I hope you guys are having a great summer. And what I want to talk about today is model kits. So my fellow modelers, we're going to be checking out a model kit today. I have recently done a history on the UH-1 Huey, the helicopters from the United States history. They've been around an awful long time. They were started being produced during the Vietnam War, early before that, and their continued usage to this day. Anyway, I want to show you a really fun kit from REVELL. We're going to take a look at the UH-1D, the Huey gunship. Now, like I said, I did a history on this wonderful vessel, and what these gunships were used for is the UH-1, the Huey helicopters would actually transport troops. That was their main purpose. So they would transport them to and from the landing zones, which they termed LZs. They would bring in fresh troops and they would evacuate the injured troops. Well, those groups of helicopters were actually escorted by these gunships. You can see the weapons that they have on them, because the UH-1s that transported the troops, they had a machine gunner on the side, but they did not have these, the rocket launchers and as much weapons as they do on the gunship. So my friends, I think it's going to be fun. Let's take it over to the desk where there's more light and there's more room, and we're going to check out the UH-1D Huey gunship from REVELL. You see we got more light and more room over here. This is really beautiful illustration. I wonder if they'll say who did the illustration on the cover. But a lot of these military vehicles have just splendid illustrations. You know, the battleships and some of the illustrations of the tanks, they do a really good job. So if we look over on the side of the box, you can see the features. With this, the length is 15 3/4 inches. We've got 139 parts. It's molded in olive plastic, and it's got the decals, the water slide. It's got some information on the Huey. The UH-1 Iroquois, unofficially known as the Huey, was the first production turbine-powered helicopter. When ordered by the U.S. military in 1952, it was originally developed as a medical evacuation and utility helicopter. The Huey saw extensive service in Vietnam, but none more heroic than the missions flown by Major Bruce Crandall. And then it goes in different languages for that. We've got the choice of the outboard miniguns or rockets. 2 seated flight crew figures. Oh, so we get the figures with this. Separate doors plus engine and rotor detail. Molded in olive drab and clear parts. And the decals for the 2 different versions. And you have the Bell UH-1D Huey gunship. Emblems, logos, and body designs, a trademark of Textron Innovations. The Bell helicopter. And you can see they have the painting guide on the side of the box. Brown, burnt iron, copper, flat black, dark red, flesh, light gray, drab, semi-gloss, black, white, and yellow, titanium, and transparent red. Okay. Looking at the side, you can see, is that the 2 different versions? I don't know if that's the 2 different versions. We'll find out. This is kit number 855536. And is it the same on both ends? I think so. This is kit 091222KA. That looks like a sticker that was put on there, but it's different than the actual kit number. This is from Poland. And looking at the other side of the box, you can see the U.S. Army. Crandall, Medal of Honor Huey, UH-1D from Vietnam. And then on the bottom we have the Canadian Rescue Huey, UH-1D, and I'm not going to do that one. If those are the two versions, we're definitely going to do Major Crandall's Medal of Honor. You can see some of the really, really awesome looking pictures of this model. You see the rockets, and a nice picture of the front of the airship, and there is printing on the back. Let's see, REVELL.de or REVELL.com, and it's got the skill levels, the explanation or the key to the skill levels. All right, and they don't put shrink wrap on the models. They actually use those round discs of tape. So let's open this up and check it out. Put this over here. All right, so looking in, it looks like we've got everything kind of put into one bag. Yeah, this is really a good size. All right, let's open this up. Looks like the first thing, let's check out the clear parts. Wow, look at that. So we have both sides of the front. Yeah, look how well these are molded. Those are really awesome looking. And to be honest, I didn't realize how many clear parts there would be. I know we've got the two front windows, and we've got the side. And I don't know if these are going to be on the side or not. Then we have a sliding door on either side. And because it's an aircraft, especially military, they have to be able to look up above them. And I don't know if there's one that's going to go below them for the open floor or the window on the floor, but we'll see. But you see how beautifully that's molded? Look really nice. This is going to be a really fun build. Put this just so nothing happens to it. Okay. And the next tree. This tree looks like it's got the two pilots. I don't know if we're going to put them in or not. Now, I did. Those of you that follow my channel, you know how much I absolutely love lighting my models. To this, you can see we have one of the blades, one of the halves. This is pretty decent. And it looks like we will be the formation of the rocket launchers that are going to be on the sides of the airship. And I think these are going to be the canisters that are going to hold the rockets. And I know we got some machine guns too. I think that's what those are. I'm not sure. And the mount, I don't think I see the mount on this tree. Maybe on the next one for the machine gun. But that's the first tree. The second tree we have is, let's see, we get into, I think these are the side doors. It will probably end up painting parts because you can see that plastic, shiny, kind of toyish look to it. So we want to make it look as authentic as possible, and we're going to paint it up. And I'm not sure what this is. Could be a frame for the inside, the cockpit area maybe. And I don't know if this is going to be the motor, the turbine. Not quite sure. Look, you can see the instrument panel. That's pretty hard to see though. And you can see the side doors. And these look like the back fins. I'm not sure what these parts are called by the back tail fin or the tail piece. All right, what's next? Looks like we have the landing gear that the helicopter body is going to rest on, or the fuselage. It's going to face that way. And this looks like the inner, or one of the rotators. That's going to be holding, the blades are going to go on. I think this is going to go on top, I'm not sure. And it looks like we get the backs of the pilots, and looks like we have the one of the seats, the cockpit seats. And we have some of the gears. It actually looks like a, like, excuse me, I'm a musician. It reminds me of the neck of the guitar with the headstock of the guitar. You can see more of the small intricate pieces on the other side. All right, what do we got? It looks like we have the floor. So I'm wondering if this is the floor where the cockpit's going to be. And this is the floor for the back. You can see the kind of diamond plating. And we get this, I don't know if that's an ammo box. Oh no, that could be the console that's going to go in between the seats. I'm not sure. Yeah, this could be the back, or the aft end. And look, you guys can see, hopefully you can see the big belts, the machine gun belts that are going to go on the sides, that are going to be feeding the machine gun. And I'm wondering if those are the machine guns. And look at the bombs. Wow. I love builds like this. Not only is it historic, but these are going to be very educational. Look at the size of that. That's a really, really good size. This is going to be a really fun build. Okay, so we have the windows on top, in the front, on the side, and on the bottom. So the nose piece goes on the bottom so they can see on the bottom. They've got one window on the side, and then they have the door, and the door slides open. You can see I think the exhaust is going to come from this section in the back, and the actual motor for the turbo, or the turbine, is going to be up in the center. And then you have the area where the two back wings are going to come off, where the tail fin is, and you can see where there's actually a propeller in the back as well to help it rotate. Yeah, this is going to be super fun. So this would be the port side. And guys, forgive me, I don't know if they refer to military vessels or aircraft by port and starboard. I hope I'm saying that right. But because of my ship mentality, I'm going to call this port. And if I'm saying it wrong, please let me know in the comments. But let's look at the other side, or the next tree. What is it? Looks like one of the blades had come off. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could actually put a small motor and have the blade rotate? In addition to the lights, how amazing would that be if we can do that for this airship? I have a different, there's going to be, like when I do a video, when I do a build series with a model, actually we have this right here. Let me show you guys. This is the special 3,000 subscriber build. What I like to do when I light my models is I like to come up with a plan, and I sketch down the object that I want to light, and then I'll do it from all angles, and I'll say, okay, we're going to put lights here, 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 here. This happens to be the Enterprise, what we're going to be doing, but if you guys follow my channel, you notice that I've done this for all of the models that I've had, where we've had lighting, where I do a custom lighting plan. And I think we're going to do the same thing for this model, because there, like I said, there's a light that's going to be on the cockpit, on the inside of the, not so much in front, but just about right here where it was lit up, and that's how I want to make it. I would also love to be able to get it to rotate, but we'll see. That might be a little too might be a little bit too much motivation, but we'll see. You can see the, and again, I'm thinking in nautical terms, this would be the starboard side of the craft. And then you can see some of the details. You can see the rivets. So this is going to be really, really fun to do. And again, this is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Okay, it looks like there's just some pieces now that have fallen off the tree. So this would be the extra, well not extra, but the other seat for the pilots. And we got a belt of ammo for the machine guns. This should detail up pretty nicely. It's going to be fun to do. And looks like finally we have, looks like a turbine, and we'll have to clean it up a little bit, but like I said, I don't know if this is going to be for the propeller blades. I'm not quite sure what this is going to be for. Those are the two halves, and it looks like we have something very small, but I don't think that's anything. I think it's just a piece of plastic that broke off the sprue. Okay. All right, and that's everything in the bag of parts. So let's see. I want to show you guys what's this first. This is probably just the safety information and the warranty stuff. Yeah, it's in trademark information that's not in English. Do not drink, eat, or smoke while working with products containing solvents. This work area should be free of any obstacles. Safe distance from any area where food is kept. Yes, this is basically the safety information. Put that over there. And we have the decal sheet. Look at that. See, this is for the rescue vehicle from Canada, and that's not what we're going to be doing. So we won't be using that, but we will be using the Army. Is that the airborne insignia? Winged assault. You can see it looks like we have the wings on top and the sword on the bottom, and that's going to go in the front of the ship. And we have the numbers 888. Yes, we can use the 3/8 to make it appear as it does on the illustration. But you can see we have the little signs, much like the fighter jet that we had made. There was a lot more written on the side of the fuselage than I thought there would be. You see there are a couple of arrows, and I'm not quite sure what that says. Let's see. The arrows say danger. And then we have the smaller signs. Exit release. 2 of those. Cargo hook. Max load 4,000 pounds. Turn to loosen. Cargo hook. Turn, pull. Yeah, so there's a few of them that are the same. And we have the little areas. Interesting, I don't see a decal sheet for the instrument panel. I was kind of hoping that we would have that. I have my own ideas. What we're going to do is we're going to research it, and I'm going to make it look as close to the interior as possible. So we'll be doing that. And that is the decal sheet. Alright, and the only thing left now are the instructions. So this is for the UH-1D Huey gunship. And look at that, look at the symbol. The UH-1 Iroquois, officially known as the Huey, was the first production turbine-powered helicopter when ordered by the U.S. military in 1952. And this is the exactly what I read to you on the side of the box. And we're going to be doing Major Crandall, Commander. On November 14, 1965, Major Crandall, commander of A Company, 229th Aviation Battalion, flew 14 consecutive missions into a hot and deadly landing zone, or LZ, to deliver supplies and evacuate wounded from the battle. He flew a total of 3 different ships in his efforts to support the troops in this HART LZ. On February 26, 2007, Major Bruce Crandall was awarded the Medal of Honor for his heroic efforts. And I didn't see that on the side of the box, so we did that little bit extra. And it shows you some of the just things to do, little tips. Study the assembles of the drawings, the instructions, allow paint to dry, things of that nature. Okay. So looking at the first page, we got another paint guide. We got it on the side of the box, but we also have it here as well. And it's got the number code. And we have the parts list. And this one has 1 through 58. And I like how they do the explanation of the part. Control stick, cabin walls, the vent window, and the next page has through 59 through 111. So there's a lot of parts into this kit. Okay, now we move on to step 1. And we're going to be working in the fuselage. So you can see a part that we're going to put onto the instrument panel, or 2 parts that we're going to put on. And speaking of the instrument panel, or dashboard, I don't know if that's what it's called. We're going to be putting in some more of the levers, and it looks like we got the foot levers that are going to go down onto the floor with the shifts, or the sticks coming out through the floor. And we have the sides of the seat. And you can see that we're going to put the reinforcing pipes on. So going on to step 2, it looks like we're going to put the seats in. And in doing so, we're also going to make the pilots So we're going to put the two halves of them together. We'll put them into their seats, and then you can see the wall that's going to go in the back, and that's going to protect the people inside against the engines. And you can see it looks like there's a roof section that's going to go on. On to step 3, you can see the turbine part. That looks like the blades are going to be put onto. And then you can see the exhaust, the formation of the exhaust. You can see that going onto that frame. And there are smaller pieces that are going to go on. There's actually quite a few smaller pieces that are going to go onto that piece. And you can see they're going to be painted L. Alright, I just want to know again. L is titanium. So that's going to be painted titanium. Going on to step 4. You can see the piece that's going to go on. Again, it's titanium. You can see how the whole unit is going to go in. Might not make it easy if we want to put a rotating motor in there for the blades. So we might have to just stick with lighting. Okay, on to step 5. We're going to be putting in the clear parts. You can see the windows going into the starboard side. Putting the clear parts in. Of course, everything is going to be painted by the time we put the windows on. Going down to, looks like a handle. Not sure if that's a handle that's going to go on the outer part. On to step 6 now. We're bringing the halves together after we put the inside compartments in. And then we start working on the outer parts. You can see we're putting the landing gear. On to step 7. More windows. You can see how the door is going to slide. More pieces that are going to go on the top. Alright, on to step 8. We're doing the blade for the rear piece. And I guess they're either going to go here or here, depending on what version we're going to make. Well, we're going to make the U.S. military version. And that looks like something that might hold the blades in place. You can see if depending on the version we're going to make, and again, we're making the military version. So obviously the one from Canada is not going to have United States rockets and machine guns on the side. The one we're building will. On to step 10. Oh, excuse me, that was step 9 as well. Putting on the outside armament. On to step 10. Looks like we're putting on the missiles. Now looks like those could do a lot of damage. On to step 11. You can see we're putting, I'm not sure if that's an ammo box that's going to go on the inside. We have more pieces of armament that's going to go on the back. Is that a machine gun? Yeah. You can see the rocket launcher. I mean, these things are really heavily armed for helicopters. On to step 12. Adding more of the armaments on. On to step 13. more parts that are going to go on the inside and overhang the out with the armaments. I didn't realize how much weaponry they have on the outside of these copters. And step 14 is U.S. Army Major Crandall Medal of Honor Huey UH-1D from Vietnam, and this is the one we're going to do. You can see the United States Army, and we can look at some of the decals. Look at the top and the bottom. These are decals as well, things that need to be painted. And 15, again, is going to be for the Canadian Rescue Huey UH-1D. And if you're going to make that build, you can see the Canada, the Rescue, the Canadian Armed Forces. And it's got the red stripe that's going to go on it. There. So those are the instructions. So that's everything in the box of this awesome kit. Let me show you guys. Let's just take a look at the fuselage now. I just want to show you that this, I didn't think it was going to be this big. So let's go ahead and just put the two pieces together, the halves of the fuselage, just to show you guys kind of like the size that we're dealing with. And because it's big, it should be relatively, I don't want to say easy and jinx myself, but we can put lights in here that's going to be really, really awesome. Right down to the cockpit lights. We'll see with the instrument panel. What I did was we did the Tornado 200 build, and I did some research on the inside of the cockpit, and because everything had a green hue to it, I actually decided instead of lighting the dashboard or the instrument panels, I put green lights on the bottom, the LEDs that reflected where the instrument panels would have been illuminated. And that's how I ended up putting the lighting in the cockpit. With this one, we'll see, we could put a small light and we can just figure it out as we go along. Again, I'm going to do some more research, and I want to get as many of the pictures of the interior of this helicopter as possible. And then after that, we're going to prep, we're going to wash all the parts, and we're going to do a plan for the lighting plan, and that'll be the next video in this build. So because I can feel like release agent on the parts, so the next video we're going to wash everything down in soapy water. We're going to wash off the release agent, and we're going to come up with a lighting plan. So that should be really fun. So my friends, I thank you for watching, and I introduce you to another fun build. And until the next video, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.